Hello, everybody. It's Jason Dump's New Age Revolution's Cave. It's the second of two videos today on the big show. In fact, it's a debut video. It's a pilot, if you will. It's a show called Movies I've Never Seen Until Now. That's right. Movies I've never seen until now. You would be hard-pressed to believe that there are many movies, some that are iconic, some that are must-see movies that I've never seen before. I have never seen before. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, I just recently saw for the first time and loved it. But there are so many. The Jerk, I don't remember. I've never seen Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. So many movies. Doc Hollywood. So much stuff I haven't seen. And there are so many movies coming in right now with the, construction of the VHS closet, the block basement video, as Mike D so lovingly calls it, block basement video store, under construction. I have got so many movies and so many I've never seen. A lot of classics that I've never seen. Am I calling it a bucket list? Maybe. I don't want to think about bucket lists, but I'd like to see movies that I've never seen. I'd like to experience this stuff. As you age, you want to say, yeah, I remember seeing, Singing in the Rain, which I don't want to see, but, maybe. Dr. Zhivago, the Star Trek movies. Why not? Why not just say that you saw them? I mean, people do this with books. They just read classics that they never thought they'd read. Oh, I want to do this with movies. So the show, Movies I've Never Seen Before Until Now, will push me to watch these movies and talk about them with you. Might not be long shows. They might not be long shows. If I don't have a lot to say about a movie, maybe I'll save it until there's two movies to talk about. I don't know. I'm not a movie reviewer. I don't know how to review something. I either liked it or I didn't. That's all. I don't know. I don't know cinematography. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that, I don't know. I don't know about film noir. I got love for those who do. I don't. I just sit down and watch it. And if I liked it, I liked it. If I played on my phone the whole time while I was watching it, then I probably didn't like it. The first movie, The Kickoff, is a movie that I have never seen before. Now, I might expand this into movies that I don't remember seeing. All right, I've seen Tootsie, right? I've seen 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton. I've seen, whatever, Starman. But I've seen them so long ago that I don't remember them. So I might include some of those movies, but we'll stick to ones that I haven't seen at all first. The screaming going on upstairs is a friendly Fortnite battle, even though they're screaming. Apparently that's just what you do. If you're 11 and 7 and you're playing Fortnite with your friends on headphones, you just scream. I have heard the word bro 839,000 times just in the hour that I've been home. 839,000 bros have been uttered upstairs. Let's kick it off with a movie that I bought at Best. Boy, it's so easy to just say Best Buy. A movie that I bought at Big Lots a while ago, maybe 6-8 months ago, for $5. Never seen it, but when I go to Big Lots and they have these 80s movies or older movies that I've never seen and they're cheap, I'll get them. This one was not at all what I thought. I had an image of this movie in my mind, and it wasn't what I thought. It was in the ballpark of what I thought, but I had a total misconception about this movie. Mad Max, with an extremely young and handsome Mel Gibson, ridiculously young Mel Gibson, and his whole, like, if you know Mel Gibson of today, and even of Lethal Weapon and things like that, he looks like a teenager in this movie, and I could see why he was a He was a sex symbol of the 80s. He's he's got a good look going on. Mad Max. Now I think that there's a Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and I think that was what I thought Mad Max was, but that must be Mad Max the sequel or something. But because that's got who's in that? Is it like David Bowie in that, or some woman with Tina Turner's in that? Why would I say David Bowie? Where's that connection? Tina Turner. Isn't there a white male in it? No. It's Tina Turner. Completely opposite of what I just thought. Tina Turner's in it with the shaved head and the right. Whatever. I don't know. Mad Max. I watched for the first time 2 nights ago, and yes, it did take me 2 days to watch it. I watched the first. It's an hour and a half, so I watched like the first 45 minutes and then watched the rest the next night. Oh, by the way, all of these are going to contain spoilers to some degree. Okay, so if you don't want to watch this, then don't. But so Mad Max, I had no idea what this was about, and the concept is predictable. So it's future, right? It's in a almost like a post-apocalyptic world, but not really. They don't ever say that. There's no backstory about something that happened. There's no end of the world story. It's just in the near future. In fact, that's what the back of the disc says. In the ravaged near future. That's it. Another thing that I didn't know about this movie is it's an Australian movie. It's all Australian actors, and it's Mel Gibson and then nobody else I've ever heard of or seen before in my entire life. And I assume that it's made in Australia. So there's a motorcycle gang, and they just kind of terrorize society. And Max here is a part of the police force that is, kind of also savage and rogue, and there's really no rules in this new future setting, whatever. And these bad guys are bad, They just I don't really quite know why they keep, but the cops keep messing with them. They keep messing with the cops. Their buddies are killed. People are taking lives all over the place. And so we've got this war going on between this motorcycle gang and these cops. And the motorcycle gang ends up killing one of Mad Max's best pals. And Max is kind of the most rogue of the cops. He's the insane one. He's the one they go to. He always gets his man. He's the bounty hunter. He's the guy. Well, he retires. He's like, that's it, I'm done. And he goes and retires, and they show him like hanging out with his girlfriend or whatever, and baby, and he's living in the country and drinking lemonade and stuff while the rest of the world is just exploding. He's done. Well, for whatever reason, these bikers, they get into another battle with the cops, and for revenge, the bikers kill one of the cops, one of Mad Max's friends. Okay, well, that's not quite enough to bring old Max out of retirement. He's coming out. He wants to avenge the loss of his friend. But then the motorcycle gang take it up a notch, which was an interesting scene. They're going after his girlfriend, and they're going after the baby. And the baby's like 2. So in one scene, the motorcycle gang catches up to the girlfriend, who has the baby. They bust up the car. The car's dead. She gets out. She starts pretty much running down the highway with the baby, and the motorcycle gang runs them both over. Plows into her holding the baby and kills them both. And the only shot that we get to see is when Max is walking up to the carnage. It's a very far shot, but you can kind of make out that there's 2 bodies laying in the road, and one of them's a 2-year-old, for God's sake. Well, that's it. Max is done now. He's going to kill everybody. And so he goes on the quest to get he kills like kind of like the little associate bad guys, but there's two or three main people that he really wants to get. And they're not impressive kills. You would think if you're that mad at somebody for running over your baby with a motorcycle, you would think that there would be some intense, graphic kills of these people. They're not. They're not. Um, in fact, he doesn't even really kill like the main bad guy. He kind of like he like forces his death. He doesn't actually kill him with his hands. But there's a really, there was always something about the filming of this movie that kind of made me feel like this is just different. It's just different. Maybe it's maybe it's because it's from Australia, maybe it's just because it's from the '80s, but it's just got a weird feel to the movie, almost a surreal comic book cartoony style to the movie. In fact, there's one scene right at the end where the main bad guy's about to die, and as he's getting, so he runs into a truck. He's on a motorcycle, and Mad Max kind of maneuvers some things. There's a semi coming, maneuver, and the bad guy gets just head on with the truck. But seconds before he hits the trucks, they do a close up of the guy's eyes, and they're literally bulging out of his head. It's blood. His eyes are bloody, and they're like, his eyes are getting bigger. Then they flash to the truck. Then they flash back to the eyes, and they're getting bigger. Then they flash to the truck, and then back to the eyes, and finally the eyes are like bulged out, like Pee-wee's Big Adventure kind of stuff. And then bam, hit. And I don't think it was made to be comedic. I just thought it was like, wow, could something like that intense actually happen right before the moment of death? As his eyes bulged out of his head. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Mad Max is fine. If there's the sequel, if Beyond Thunderdome is a sequel, I'll watch that. I'll watch it. I'm not going to seek it out, but if I've come across it for $5 somewhere, I'll watch it. Um, yeah, I mean it's okay. It's fine. It's not my favorite movie. I think I probably should watch it a second time just to maybe pay a little bit more attention to it, or maybe just watch it in one night. But it's a revenge story. It's fine. It's the U.S. version of a Steven Seagal revenge movie, or a Jason Statham revenge movie. Yeah, it's fine. Mad Max is okay. Never seen it before until now. Never seen it before until now. Mad Max, middle of the road, maybe 5 out of 10. No big whoop. There you go. Movies I've never seen before until now is in the books, and we'll do it again after I watch a movie that I've never seen before. And I think it's going to be My Best Friend's a Vampire, because I've had that for a couple of weeks too. That came out a few weeks ago, and I've never seen it. So I was going to watch The Blob first, but I've seen The Blob, so I'll probably watch My Best Friend's a Vampire, and then we'll have another movie to review on movies I've never seen before until now. Good night.